2 tips on how to build a big chest and what men are doing wrong 99% of the time. Hi, I'm Mark McKillier with Live Anabolic, and today I want to talk about why most men have a hard time developing their chest. I've broken it down into 2 primary reasons, and the first reason deals with the way you're working out. Your chest is a big muscle group, and when we work it, we typically work it in a way where we're using like a compound exercise, like a pressing movement. So when we're doing a pressing movement, either with dumbbells or barbells or on a machine, it doesn't matter, we're using more than just our chest. We're using our shoulders and our triceps, and to a lesser degree, your lats. So you get all these muscles working together, and that's why you're pretty strong. Anytime you're doing kind of a pressing movement, you can typically lift a fair amount of weight. But the drawback to that is it's hard to focus on the chest muscles themselves, especially for guys that are beginner or even intermediate that haven't been doing this a long time. So it's getting the mind-muscle connection really working properly where we're focusing just on our chest. And when you can dial that in and when you can feel it, you'll know it. It'll feel different, all right? So instead of pushing weight up where your brain is concentrating on pushing 2 heavy dumbbells up on, say, a bench press, your brain can actually feel your chest muscles contracting, your pecs contracting, and that just happens to make the dumbbells go up. Now, you'll never get that feeling. You'll never get that mind-muscle connection unless you do very light weight. And a lot of guys think you need to do heavy weight to build big muscles, and that's true eventually once you get the form down. And when I say form, that's basically saying the same thing as mind-muscle connection. But the best way to do that is to use really light weight. And for you guys that work out at home, a lot of you guys don't have very heavy dumbbells anyway. So perfect for you guys to really focus on your form. And all that means is you really go slow with your movement and you make sure you do full range of motion. And on a chest movement, that means stretching the chest as much as possible. Whether it's a pressing movement, you want to get your elbows back as far behind you as possible, or if it's a fly movement, you're going back this way as far. So when you're pushing the dumbbells up, that's not fully stretched, that's fully contracted, all right? That's the least effective part of a movement when it comes to building any muscle, okay? Whether it's biceps or chest, or quads or hamstrings or back, okay? The most effective part of the movement is the bottom 50% where the muscle is in its most stretched position, okay? So it's really imperative that you guys pick a weight that's easy to do with super good form, okay? Where you're going really deep and feeling a big stretch in those pecs. Work on it, and then at the top of the movement, really flex your pec muscles. Don't worry about pushing your hands or the dumbbells up real high. You'll end up using your shoulder muscles for that. Try to flex your chest muscles at the top of the movement. At the bottom of the movement, you don't have to worry about it. It just naturally will stretch, all right? You get that feeling, you'll start to understand what it feels like, and then, and only then, start adding more weight. And I don't mean adding more weight that particular workout. You might need to wait do this for several weeks, maybe even a month or 2 before you start increasing the weight and still be able to feel that mind-muscle connection. All right, that was a long way of giving you my first point. And now I'm gonna promise the second point is much, much shorter and to the point. And that is, guys, your nutrition. So nutrition, when it comes to building a big chest, nutrition is really 2 things, and that is making sure you get enough protein. And I'm talking about every day, throughout the day, week after week, month after month. All right, you have to get plenty of protein. Otherwise, even though you're feeling that mind-muscle connection, you're not going to get 100% of the potential growth out of your workouts because you just don't have enough protein nutrients going to those muscle fibers. They need the protein and the amino acids that come from the protein to repair all those damaged pec muscles, okay? And then the second part of the nutrition is you got to get rid of the fat. You could build big, strong pec muscles, but if they're covered in fat, you'll never really see them. It'll just kind of look like a big, soft blob. If you lose body fat, you'll start to see cuts. You'll see the definition, not just in the muscle, but between the muscles. So when your shoulders come down into your triceps and your biceps, if you're carrying a lot of extra fat, it'll just be one smooth, long kind of, tissue here, all right? If you get really low body fat, then you can see the difference between the shoulder, your delt muscle, and your tricep muscle and your bicep muscle. You'll see the separation, and that's when the muscles actually look big, all right? I did a bodybuilding contest a long time ago when I was 49, and I had to lose a bunch of weight and get down to 6% body fat. Well, I had a coach that was helping me, and we were taking some body measurements. I was flexing my arms, and we were doing the chest and the thighs. Well, I lost half an inch on my arms when I lost all this body fat, but my arms looked bigger because they were way more defined. So, real straightforward, guys. You got to be able to feel that mind-muscle connection and really use impeccable form. And your nutrition, which is two parts, plenty of protein and losing body fat, will make your chest look bigger even if you haven't increased the muscle size. Losing fat will make that chest look way more impressive. So there you have it, my 2 tips on how to build a big chest and what men are doing wrong 99% of the time. And those are 2 easy things to follow, guys. They're not groundbreaking scientific discoveries, but everybody's doing them wrong, or 99% of the men who can't build a chest are doing them wrong. And I promise if you change and just stick with it, you will see fantastic results.